right. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good.
Good. How you doing?
All right. Let me see if I can see it on this side here. Let me hit the refresh. All right. See if I can hit the mute button. Okay, this is coming up here. This is pushing already. Yeah. All right. So we're on here. Cool. All right. Cool. Awesome. And so. All right, so then, Iggy, you were breakdancing for how long now? I want to know about this, bro. I want to know what. All right, so what was your favorite color pants that you had?
Always black. Always black because when you're on the ground, that's the one that gets the dirtiest the least.
Okay, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. And then
And they had cuffs on his ankles. They were like wide pants.
It's almost like joggers now. You know, they have the cuff on the ankle.
Okay.
They were like wide papalote pants.
Yeah.
Nice. And were you for real? Did you really carry around the radio and everything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I used to carry it around to the baseball park, pretty much every day. And when I wasn't playing ball or working in the concession stand,
right,
I was on a piece of cardboard.
Damn. Okay, so then where? Okay, I always figured that because I saw what's that music video that they play. It's like uber famous. The one where like the guy is dancing for the chick. He's breakdancing, but it's for a girl, and it's like one of the first house songs that they came out with. But it's a guy who's dancing for a girl. I'm sure that's like every music now that I'm thinking about it. That's like every single song ever.
I was like, okay.
Sounds like every other country song too.
Yeah. But it's but it's breakdancing. It's a guy. He has his radio. He has the cardboard, and the whole video is pretty much. The song is ridiculously popular. Oh man!
Okay, now from back in the day.
Yeah, it's a little bit older, but the point is that he always there was a cardboard that he always had. So you carried this?
The cardboard usually was cardboard you picked up from the... Yeah,
I would usually pick up the cardboard probably like from the dumpster or something, from boxes that people would, get rid of.
And you had your favorite piece of cardboard, you folded that up and you took it with you. Along with the radio and the cassette tapes.
Yeah, back then it was cassettes.
Hold on, give me 1 second, guys, hold on. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
It was cassette tapes back in the day.
Damn.
Yeah.
But cassette tapes. Right. Okay. Right. Of course. Okay. Yeah. No. I know. I'm.
Yeah. It was 8 tracks.
Right.
And then cassette.
Right. Yeah. No. Hey, I'm not that young. Chill.
Well, some people listening to this might be too young to understand what cassettes are.
Hey, no, for sure. So feel free to break that down. Feel free to break. There's all these memes that it's same thing, that it's like making fun of millennials or whatever, and it's like, how to confuse a millennial. They have a cassette tape, and they're like telling them to rewind it. It's just like
with a pencil.
Exactly, for sure.
Well, when the thing would come out and that was your favorite tape, you didn't want to lose it, so you'd sit there and ravel it up again with the pencil.
That's funny. That's too funny.
That's crazy. That is. So, but yeah, that's
good stuff.
And I used to make fun of him. I was like, "Nah, that's not real. Yeah, that's not dancing."
Oh yeah, it's 9 o'clock. So let me go ahead and get this thing going. I love
that
you
does not look good.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. Hold up. Yeah, I got the notification now. Sweet. Hold on.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that anymore.
All right. All right. Beautiful. Welcome everybody. Salsa Kings Live, episode 36. We have a very special episode for you today. I do say that each and every single time because I am equally as excited each and every single time as we are bringing on amazing guests with amazing backgrounds, amazing stories to tell, amazing messages for you, our audience that is either just starting your dancing careers, your veterans, or your champions. Either way, we want to give you guys consistent value in your dance career as well as in your life in general. So thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely a pleasure. Today we are going to be talking about the idea of commitment, what that really means. The amazing couple that we have with us today has been dancing. Ideally, we're talking about at least Ivette. Well, Ivette and Iggy is our amazing couple. Ivette has been classically trained basically since birth. I just found out that Iggy was a break dancer since he was 11 years old as well. They've been married for 32 years. That's a whole nother thing. I'll make sure to bring that up as well. As far as for commitment is concerned, they've been dancing together for 20 plus years. They actually started their training dancing casino. So super excited to talk about that. They got their on-2 training, their New York style mambo training from Carlos Tellez of Salsa Heatwave. They've been teaching for over 19 years, performing for over 18. I mean, these are big numbers, guys. They founded their own organization in 2009, so a decade ago, called Hooked On2. They are still teaching, they are still performing, they are still killing the game, touching the lives of so many, spearheading the New York style mambo movement here in Miami, and we are forever grateful for them. I actually just came out of my salsa class, so that's why I'm wearing my straight out of salsa class shirt. Guys, go ahead and check out our website, mydanceshirts.com. They're always sponsoring Salsa Kings Live, so we're super grateful for that, and they're always hooking us up with cool stuff. So go ahead and check that out, see what you like. Feel free to go ahead, and they told me to reach out to you guys. Shoot them an email, info@mydanceshirts.com, if there's anything as a specific shirt that you would like to get created. It's My Dance Shirts for a reason. If there's something that you see that you like, that you would like to get created, send us a concept, and they'll be able to go ahead and create something for you. They'll go into the back and forth. They're super willing to engage with you, the salsa community. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. We're super excited to go ahead and get this going. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on this superstar couple, Iggy and Ivette Murga from Hooked On2. Guys, are you with me?
Yes, we're here. Hi, Andres. How are you?
Hello. How are you guys?
Good.
Long time no see. Long time no see.
Right? Thank you for the dance on Saturday, by the way.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. No, thank you. You guys killed it. Ivette, both of your shows. Iggy, acabando, bro. Acabando. We're talking about, guys, for those of you who know, we were at the Summer Bash, Al's Summer Bash 2019 for May Dance Weekend. We had shows like crazy at DAF Studio in Little Havana. It was absolutely fantastic. Definitely a pleasure. Al Liquid Silver, thank you guys. Thank you for continuing to put that on for us and to allow the community to showcase their talent, etc., so on and so forth. So thank you for that. Ivette, Iggy, please, for the people that are just been under a rock for the past 20 years, please tell us about you and why is it that, I mean, this couple are so amazingly humble. It's sickening, honestly, how humble these people are. Tell everybody why, I guess, just tell everybody what's going on with you. Why is it that everybody, well, they're going to fall in love with you the second they hear about you if they don't know you already. So please, take it away. I've given them some basic background on you guys, obviously, of course. But go ahead, take it away. Talk to me. Talk to us about your dance background, how you guys fell in love, and the whole 9 yards. Please, go ahead, take it away.
Actually, I was the one that made the first move, so
hey.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Iggy's a little older than I am, and I didn't have an 8th grade prom date, and I didn't want to go with any of the schmucks I went to school with. So yeah, 8th grade. So I walked my happy little butt over to Iggy's house because he lived a house away from me, and I asked him out for my 8th grade prom. So I showed up with an older man to an 8th grade prom.
Oh! that was 5 days ago. That was 37 years ago.
Yes, May 15th was 37 years ago.
Of that first date.
So.
That is heartwarming, guys.
We are revealing our age here, okay? So
that's amazing. Wow, guys, for real. That's really awesome. 8th grade prom. Wow.
My 8th grade prom, because Iggy was already in high school.
Yeah, I was a junior.
Right, and that was here in Miami.
Yes.
Miami.
What middle school did you? What middle school did you go to? What high school did you go at that time?
I went to Coral Park.
Okay.
And
I went to a private school, which no longer exists here. It was called Francisco Baldor. It was a school that was taken from Cuba and brought here.
Okay.
And they would, follow a lot of Cuban, and that whole Latin thing and mix it in with the American, yeah. And so we ended up with having an 8th grade prom.
Nice.
And it was a big deal, yeah. I mean, like, all suited up, the corsages, of course. So, but yeah, that was our first date.
Wow. Okay. So then what happened? So then, were you guys committed since then?
Yeah, we were committed since then. We had our ups and our downs because I have my wild side. So
no.
A little bit.
Iggy has managed to control the beast somewhat.
That's right, you kill him. That's right.
Exactly,
That's right.
Exactly.
I love it.
Where there's a yin, there's a yang. That is so true. It's not even funny.
Amen. Cool.
But yeah, Iggy proposed my junior year in high school.
Wow.
And yeah, and he bought my ring because Iggy used to work at the park. I used to play softball and he played baseball.
Okay.
So we were always, running around chasing each other at the park somehow. But he was working. He would sell pizza, and that's how he bought my engagement ring. My first engagement ring.
Yo, that's awesome,
good old hard work.
Hard work, exactly. And we had our little mishap in 80. I graduated high school in 86, and we got married in 87.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been we've been committed to each other for a very, very long time.
It's a beautiful thing.
And it's and it takes work. Not like everything else, it takes work.
Sure.
Hard work.
Well, I definitely hope to get into that, talking about that specifically today, in detail. Everything. I mean, I've said it on multiple episodes before. Just nowadays, everything is just so accessible. Everything is so accessible nowadays. I don't want to say easy, but it's so accessible that anything that takes a little bit more than a Google search, sometimes is less exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Stimulating, which is kind of like a battle. I feel that we're kind of rolling into nowadays. But okay, so I have here in your points. So you've been married for 32 years, but you've been dancing together salsa, if you will, the Latin dances, for over 20 years, and you started dancing casino.
Yeah. And it's funny because we were where Iggy used to work. I started working in the office, and one of my coworkers comes up in a conversation, says, "Oh, my boyfriend teaches salsa," and I'm like, just like everybody, you guys are gonna laugh because everybody says the same thing. I'm like, who the hell teaches salsa? Aren't you born knowing that? I mean, your tia and your tío or your abuelo teaches you that. I was like, so we got in. We asked her the information. We went to the classes just because of the curiosity, of not knowing what is this whole salsa thing. And that's it. That's all it took. We walked in and we never walked out again. We took classes every day they had available. And it's funny because being the one that was classically trained, I had a hard time sticking and learning certain things, especially when it came to spinning. And really, it wasn't even spinning, it was vacila.
Right.
And I was having such a hard time. And then finally, they were like, listen, Iggy can move on, but you can't. And I'm like, what? What? So, we got bit by the bug. We really did get bit by the bug. And it wasn't only there. We would go all over Miami looking for places to learn. Every opportunity we had. We would get home after taking 2 hours of class or something like that?
Yeah, more or less.
And we would go over the patterns. Mind you, back in the day, we didn't have mobile, we didn't have the phone.
Claro.
The phone didn't have that recording option. So you would have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Either that or you had to pull out that whole video camera, the ancient video camera with that huge, big, thing to record it. So we would go over the pattern at least 45 minutes when we got home. We would put the kids to sleep because, by the way, we do have 4 children. from
Oh.
this relationship, which we have no other relationship. We have our oldest will be 31 in August.
Wow.
Exactly. And we actually were blessed in October with a grandchild.
Hey,
Yeah.
felicidad. That's amazing.
Avery's going to be 7 months old. And she's the cutest little thing in the world.
That's awesome. That really, really
So,
is awesome.
but yeah, we would practice that, and we would, anywhere there was class, we would take classes. We would take classes with Ramani. We would go to the church on Thursday nights after class, Mystiques.
That's right.
Okay. We got involuntarily pulled into ruedas that we weren't capable of keeping up with, thanks to our friends. And we had a great network of friends, and they would just, grab us, and the women would back lead Iggy, because they would call something he had no clue how to lead,
Exactly.
And I had the struggle of letting myself be led, and no, it was great. We had great times learning how to dance casino, and even though now every once in a while in our routines, we'll stick it in. We'll stick it in somewhere. So exactly, because that's our roots. That's where we started.
I love it.
So we had to pay. We always have to pay homage to to our roots.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. So, okay, so now, when did you, or when did the concept, idea, notion of On2 New York style, where did that even come into everything?
That was quite funny actually. It was at Mystique's one night, and we saw this guy dressed really flashy, and we were watching him dance, and we kept on saying, "Wow,
el grupito."
Yeah, and we were like, "Wow, that guy's off rhythm," and we're casino dancers, and we're like, "That guy's really off rhythm."
Uneducated as well.
Obviously, since we didn't know,
Right.
And lo and behold, he was dancing on too. So, but we thought it was like the weirdest thing because he was doing some nice patterns and everything, but he was just off rhythm.
We were like, ese está perdido. We don't know where did he come from. Like, we didn't know him either, so we didn't know who he was.
Right. We eventually found out, his name. We Tony Duarte.
Okay.
Sabor Tropical, right?
It still is Sabor Tropical.
He was from Fort Lauderdale, and we actually became really good friends after that.
He's the epitome of patience. Yes. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. He is like, I always tell everybody, I love Tony. We rarely see each other, but I know he's out there. He knows we're out there. And I always tell everybody, if there's anybody who is, you look it up in the dictionary and you see the word patience, Tony's face is probably there next to that word, because that man has the patience of a saint.
Qué rico. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we started investigating that style because we really liked, some of the patterns that he was doing and that sort of thing.
Oh, and the taste, it looked like it was, I don't know.
It was just looked really smooth, and it was different. And we said, you know what? It's something new, something different to learn. And so we started looking into it, and we started taking classes from Carlos Tellez, because he was an On2 dancer as well. He
from On1 Casino, because he taught for Renee for many years.
He was a salsa lovers instructor for many years, and he became an On2 dancer, and we started taking classes with him, and that's where we got our base for the On2 up in Fort Lauderdale as well.
Right, and then along with all the, at that point, then the curiosity just sits in, and you want to know who else is out there, and and I always tell this to my students: learn from whoever you can. It doesn't matter. Be smart, investigate. You guys have the ability of YouTube now. I mean, not to go and actually learn how to dance on YouTube, but I always tell my students and give names of people who have influenced me, and who I admire. And I tell them, so and so. And so that's what we did. And we would go around looking for who was going to be available, wherever it was. Whether it was Jason Molina, Felipe Polanco, Tito Itamara, the Eddie Torres himself. you walk into these classes and you're so intimidated, your knees start knocking, and you meet these people who you've actually seen on video, and you're like, these guys are amazing, and they're humble people as well. They're amazing, and they're willing to take the time to say, no, wait a minute, that's not the way it's done. There's so many people have influenced us that the list gets longer and longer all the time. Nelson Flores, Ismael Otero, you just name it. Mario B is super close to our heart. We love him. Also has taken us in under his wing most of the time. So learn from the best, and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes we actually have that problem where I feel intimidated and I don't ask questions. Ask questions. And that's how we started with the On2. We got bit by the bug again.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So what was the time frame from when you started dancing casino to when you rolled into the mambo and the On2?
What was it? 2002?
Yeah. We started in 97.
Casino 97, and we started On2 probably 2001, 2002.
2002.
Okay, so it was a while. So you guys have some strong casino roots then, and then well into your run, I guess you could say, for lack of better words, is when it was even first introduced to you.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. See, I didn't know that. I thought that was like a quick thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
and then this is Tony Duarte from Fort Lauderdale who came to Miami to dance at Mystique's.
Yeah, it was social dancing, and
he was also a casino dancer. He did dance casino, but he was the first one in Fort Lauderdale to start the On2,
or to actually be dancing On2, and anywhere, because for little known to us, there was nobody else out there.
Right. Okay, makes sense. So then what happens from there? So now you get bit by the bug again. The bug, excuse me, kid. Bit by the bug again. And
that's another interview.
Yeah, right. Let's see. And so from there, I guess you're immediately, I mean, from what you told me, you go into, well, you were teaching and performing casino even before. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We danced several years on the Bacardi stage at Calle Ocho.
Nice.
Casino. Yeah, we did casinos with our first.
They were called Salsa Amor. The owner was Jose Luis Alfonso and Evelyn. Now Evelyn's last name forgets me, but it was Evelyn and Jose Luis.
Okay.
And then we hung around with Ramani and we even took classes. I don't know if anybody knows. I'm sure they do. He owns De Leon Creative now, and he does most of all their marketing.
Absolutely.
But we used to sneak into class at Latin Rhythms on Saturday morning, make sure that there was nobody that knew us to take classes with Mayito. We were like, okay, nobody's in class. Run.
Nice. Mayito was 15.
15.
Wow.
He had no gray hairs. Okay, just like us.
And he's the same person that does the Lion. What's his name again?
The Lion Creative.
Right. He's a beast.
He is.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes, and he's an amazing dancer, choreographer, music aficionado, great friend.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it.
Buena gente too. Yeah, I've had.
So Judy.
And so Judy, espérate, que si no, Judy. Yeah, those two are like, well, they're like our kids, man. We've known them for so long. And at the first Miami Salsa Congress, we helped them out with costume or something that was going on. They were performing together, and I'll never forget. I asked them, "Are you guys an item?" And they were like, "No, we're just best friends." And Iggy and I looked at each other. We're like, "Yeah, right." And they ended up getting married. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That's awesome. See, Yvette can buy. For those of you that don't know, Yvette can just scan you. She knows your whole. That's it. Everything that's gonna happen to you. Yeah, de uno.
Yeah, he calls that la bruja. La bruja effect.
Cool. Okay, so then, all right. So then, okay, so then that happens. You start taking the on2, and then you get the idea, I'm assuming, to start up your own thing now.
Well, the thing is that we were dancing with Tejas for a very long time, and it's just one thing led to another, and we felt like our lives were going in different directions, and it happens to everybody. I totally understand that.
Sure.
And he understood that as well. I mean, yeah, you get hurt because you've been with this person. I mean, for Christ's sake, we're like family. You know, Carlos and us, I mean, it's gross to say, but we've managed to even blood, sweat, and tears and boogers.
Nice.
We used to say, because when you're dancing together and you catch a cold, you know, it's really hard to spin and everything is going everywhere, you know. So yeah, so you even share boogers.
Truth.
But he's like a brother to us, and it just got to a moment where we just felt our lives were going in different directions, and we didn't even know if we were going to do something on our own. Honestly, we really, really didn't. And we would still go to socials after we had decided we weren't going to dance anymore with Salsa Heatwave. And we would go to socials, and people were like, "Oh, you guys need to, you guys need to come up with something, and you guys need to come out on your own." And Renee from Salsa Lovers, Renee Gates, he said to us, "Listen," he actually called us up, and we were actually starting to put something together, and it was the Cuba Nostalgia event that he puts together every year. And he asked us to perform that night. He goes, "I want you guys to come and perform." At that time, Hooked On2 didn't the terminology of Hooked On2 had never come up. It was just Iggie and Ivette, and we were introduced that night at Cuba Nostalgia as Iggie and Ivette, and we did La Lupe piece.
Nice.
I'll never forget. It was Mi Socio, and that was actually influenced by a dancer in New York, whom I love very much, and is Yesenia Peralta, and she's in Puerto Rico now, and I was influenced by her routine doing that, and we came up with our own choreography, but the Hooked On2 concept didn't come up for what? Something in conversation. I remember, and we said, we've been hooked, and that's it. That's how the concept. You know how concepts sometimes just come up.
Claro. Of course.
Yeah, we got hooked on dancing on 2.
Right.
So it just came together that way. We got hooked on 2.
Nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So all right. So then okay. So you were because you were still living in Miami.
Oh yeah. We've always lived in Miami.
Okay.
We used to when we started taking classes in Fort Lauderdale, and we used to teach as well for Salsa Heatwave. It was in Fort Lauderdale, so we would commute.
Wow.
3-4 times a week. Either to teach or to rehearse,
right,
or train. And these trainings were really late.
Because everybody was working.
Right.
Wow.
The training, the teaching, was one thing, but then when we were training, it would be after we taught class, so it would get pretty late. And the commutes were far.
Yes.
But it was something that again we were bit by the bug, so we didn't mind doing it.
Right.
So that's what would happen.
Yeah, and it's not only and I know we're gonna touch the subject soon, but it was the commitment. We pledged ourselves to this, and it was just something that we felt so good doing, that we felt that it needed that commitment, that pledge.
Sure.
And we're those type of people too. We give you our word, and you can bet we'll be there. If you tell us 8:00, we're there at 7:30. Because we want to make sure that you feel secure. Sorry about the dogs, people.
It's all good, familia. It's all good.
But yeah, there was the commitment, and we made that commitment to Salsa Heatwave and to its director and the team, and we were always on our way 3 or 4 times a week, and that was just a class. Because sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays we would be either at his house in Fort Lauderdale or our house in Miami, and my kids running around, my youngest one in diapers and imitating our we have the big cassettes we pull those out for the girlfriends, by the way.
Nice.
Now they're older. Now we don't do that, even though it does every once in a while strike me as to do it. But we have the kids on VHS making fun of us from our first routine that we were putting together for the first Miami Salsa Congress, and it's hilarious.
Oh wow,
it's hilarious. So yeah, we would scoop them away, or Carlos had his kids at on certain weekends, and he would have the kids in the way, and we would have to entertain. Yeah, you juggle so many hats,
sure.
And yeah, it's like family. You become family.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, hey, I mean, you love it, and you commit to it. Like you said, it's even things that you love, even that gets hard. And I'm sure
Yeah, and it's not only dance; it's in other things too of your and other aspects of your life. It doesn't have to necessarily be dance, and everything.
Absolutely. Oh, so okay, so now you get this concept of Hooked On 2. You want to do it yourself. You started off as, I guess, a program, teaching at different studios. How did you end up, I guess, officially formalizing, I guess, a physical space to start off with? I'm assuming you started off teaching.
Right. Well, I used to teach kids. I used to teach dance to the kids.
Okay.
And I taught at a public school close to home. And I was teaching ballet, and I was teaching theater jazz, and I was teaching salsa as well to the kids. And but we didn't have anything structured per se. We were only performing. We just kept training, and we were performing. And we were at the IHSC one night, and the great late David Melendez approached us. And just like many people in this scene, he gave us the opportunity to travel outside of Miami.
Nice.
And I told him, I said, I want you to come and perform for me at the Boston Salsa Congress. And we were like, well, we're no longer with Carlos. And he goes, yeah, I know. And I loved how he always made it his business to know what was going on, And he goes, but I want you guys to come. And that was our official gig. First official gig, paid gig. And that's where I met Al, Liquid Silver.
Okay.
He was front and center watching us perform.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
The Al Liquid Silver himself. And several other people, too. It wasn't just Al. At the time, Al was dancing with an old friend of ours, Carla Palomino.
Right.
Yesenia Peralta was sitting in the front, too. So, of course, my knees were knocking. And there were several other people in the front, and everybody was, applauding, went crazy when they heard we were from Miami, and they were like, "Oh, you dance on 2, and you guys are from Miami." And I'm like, "Yeah." So, but there was no concrete location. It was just me teaching young kids at the time.
Okay.
So,
you were teaching on 2 to the young kids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I figured that the On 1 was so accessible to everyone here in Miami that I wanted them to catch the concept of what dancing on 2 was all about.
Sure.
You really don't get into the technical part of it with them because a lot of them are really little.
Right.
So, you try to break it down in a way where they do have some type of understanding. But for the most part, yes, I was teaching them on 2. The studio owner where I used to teach the kids as well approached us, and that's where we started the program at that studio, which is in Kendall, and we still work out of that studio as well. It's called Dance Works of Miami.
Oh, nice.
And they're really good friends of ours. She owns that. Actually, she inherited or purchased that studio from her dance teacher, who retired.
Oh, nice.
So it was like a rite of passage for her as well.
Cool.
She's a great dance teacher and a great person. And so, we've taught in different locations. We've taught for Al. Notice how the circle goes around. We were teaching at Liquid Silver Studios for a while. Where else we taught at Best of Times, which is on 8th Street also.
Right.
When the original owner, Shirley, was there. But most of our... we did salsateros for a while. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. A lot of great friendships from there as well. Hey, Matt. He's watching.
For sure.
I love him. He's like my kid. He reminds me of my youngest child. By the way.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I think him and Noah look very much alike. Okay.
Nice.
So, and yeah, we teach. We And now what we're doing is we had some, since the baby was born, we had some personal things that we needed to address, and we took a break during the Christmas break. And now we're looking to get back into the studio to start teaching again. And it's been kind of, just, crazy schedule. But we're looking, yes, to start teaching very soon. Once again, our structured format of the 8-week progressive classes.
Right.
We think that we can, we get a lot more, we get less students in the sense of the amount of people in a class, which to me is great because we're able to
more individualized
exactly.
attention to the students. Make sure they understand every part of what we're teaching them.
Sure.
Not just going through the motions.
Well, to be super honest with you, it was your guys' idea that Salsateros, which for those of you that don't know, Salsa Kings moved into the Salsateros place, which is now Salsa Kings Dance Studio.
Salsa Kings, right.
But that concept of the course, we now we have adapted 100%, and you're absolutely right. We're attracting the people that want to commit to it, and to be honest with you, for those of you that are watching, for those of you that are listening, and I'm so glad we're talking about this in our episode 36 of commitment, is that just like anything else, if you're not going to be able to really experience it if you're just putting your toe in the water. So it's really being able to commit to it and really being able to see all of the material that kind of completes a cycle of information to be able to kind of close back up and say, okay, now I can close this chapter or this beginner's portion that was obviously, of course, that's packaged correctly by the instructor. It's like, okay, I think up to this point is good for a student to be able to take away, even if they never come back to us again. At this point, this is a good, box, if you will, that you can take it away. And we've adapted that, and our students have loved it as well. So thank you for that. 100%, for sure.
And also, even if you want them to come back, but yet if they come back to you after going through that 8-week course, now they've got a base. Now they can jump into a class and be familiar with the syllabus that you're teaching.
I agree 100%. Which is again, we also have the open class, which is the same thing. That once they have that, then they can go now. They can practice what they learned, but they have to learn something substantial enough to be able to build some type of foundation or base in which to actually practice. People are coming up and they're like, "Oh, beginners classes are boring," and I'm like, "Okay, well, you know what? You can't play checkers if you don't know the rules."
Well, you know what? It's and everybody's, and it's funny because sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're taking a beginner's class." Yes. Because I might have missed something. I've been doing this for 20 years, but I might have missed something. I have the worst ADHD in the world. Like, if I see rhinestones, forget it. I'm like, rhinestones are shiny,
Squirrel.
I'm terrible. So I might have missed something. And it's always good to keep the basics. Go back to the basics. It strengthens what you already have.
Right.
Or what you're building.
Right.
Okay, so and people, oh, it's boring. No, listen. Hearing and listening is two different things. That's another thing I tell people. Okay, listen to what they're telling you. You might have missed something. Or you can learn something for yourself in order to, if in the future you want to teach, and this is something in the direction that you want your dance career to take. Let's say if you're looking into it as a dance career. Listen, because I'm sure you'll be able to learn something that you'll be able to repeat somewhere down the line in order to teach your students as that goes on.
No, I couldn't agree more, and it's so funny is being a teacher that actually cares. And I'm with you guys, and I feel like we've always connected there. It's I have no problem, and a lot of people unfortunately have vibrated away from me because of it, but I have no problem telling the student that's in my class that paid money to learn. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you. I'm not under my roof, under my supervision. If you're asking me to train you, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do my very best that you are moving, that you are moving forward. And
But as your very best, also, I always tell people as teachers too, you have to maintain yourself present, as a teacher.
Yeah.
Because you're going to give your all, or you're supposed to give your all to your students.
Right.
If that's the commitment that you're making as a teacher, okay, you need to give, I mean, Iggy and I do. When we teach,
I always saw that. I always saw that. And thank you. And thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Not only that, but as an instructor, you still, again, with the commitment part of it, you have to be committed to continue to learn so you can continue to teach.
Absolutely.
Us as instructors and performers, we take every opportunity we can to take workshops at all the congresses,
or even if you know that somebody's privates. Here. Yeah, exactly.
If one of our colleagues, especially from New York, if we know that they're in town, we try to hit them up and see if they have some free time, and we'll do some private training with them. And you have to stay committed to continue to learn. There's always something
continued education.
Right.
Yeah, there's always something new to learn. The day that, and it's an old saying, the day you think you know it all, that's the day you should stop doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because you're never going to get anywhere.
I couldn't agree more, and that's so I couldn't even begin to say how honorable that is, for you guys in particular, that you guys have been doing this for so long, that you're continuing to do it. Like it's such a big example, and of course, actions speak louder than words, and if you're doing it, that just shows, to everyone that's listening, everyone that's tuning in, that they're able to see that and realize the importance of that, and there's the same kind of underlying messages that are continuing to come up, whenever we're talking with real pros, and the idea of staying focused, staying committed, staying true to yourself, to your growth, to your craft, to your industry, to all of it, and to really, 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 if this is what you're going to do, even if it's for a hobby, if it's really something that you're going to do it for real,
yes,
because that's just that's where you're going to be able to challenge yourself as a person the most, even if it is just a hobby. It's like, well, how well can I do this? How far can I go with this? And obviously, the second it stops getting fun, or the second that you don't want to, that's a whole nother story.
Exactly.
But if you like it, well, then go with it, because there are. I mean, I maybe I'm speaking for myself here. Or at least I think I can speak for at least us three. That
yes.
I if there's someone that wants to, I will be with them.
Yes.
I will be with you for. And you want to learn? You want to listen to what I have to say? Oh, I'm going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly,
and it feels
exactly.
great. And it honestly feels great for those of you that are, for those of your students that are students that are on your dance journey. You're going. Please ask questions. Go like take the advantage of your instructors, of your teachers, of your fellow students, of the opportunities to go out, dance, and get.
And that's with everybody. Dance with everybody.
And dance
with that's everybody. Another thing, that comes up all the time. Is like, oh, I don't dance with beginners. No.
Right.
I remember sitting on the sides and feeling, well, nobody wants to dance with me because I'm a beginner. But that close-knit group of friends of ours, like I said, used to grab us and throw us into la rueda, no matter what.
Right.
And take the time, because you never know who those people that you'll influence doing that.
No.
It's not a petty moment that or what do they call that? When you do something, there's a saying, but anyway, do it because you really want to, not because you're giving them, a pity dance. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, I actually just looked up. I actually have an episode on that for those of you that are tuning in. Episode 11. Episode 11 is, the title is Dance with Everyone. Like, I have an entire session on that, on the direct benefits of what you can actually capitalize on from dancing with a beginner, because
Yeah.
and I say this, I obviously, I'm me being a lead, there's a lot of benefits there, but also on the other side for the follow too, because you can always increase your following ability, you can
Yes.
always increase your leading ability, like,
Yes.
and then okay, let me go to episode 19 is responsibility, taking responsibility for the fact that you can always add a contribution as opposed to blaming it on the other person.
There you go.
It's sad, it hurts me.
It hurts.
It
Yes.
hurts me when I hear students say things like that, and obviously, of course, I've been doing this like you. I mean, no, we're not as long as you guys, but I've been doing this for a while too, and it's like, and
I
for
think you
people,
weren't born yet.
probably. but like people that have been dancing for a year or two, and it's like, oh, I don't want to dance with beginners, and I'm like, and
You're still a beginner.
it pains, right? Yeah, I don't want to do that, but you did it first, okay, all right, But yeah,
Hey, I'm not. You know that I'm not. I'm trying to be as PC as possible, and we haven't had any bad words. Okay, which is really good.
You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're doing a great job, Yvette. I love you. Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. No, but no, de verdad, de verdad. And thank you for that, because obviously, of course, hearing it from other people, that just creates more validity for the ideas. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. For those of you that don't know, and I say this for every interview, but every single one of our interviewees or our guests that we bring on, they choose their topic that they feel particularly passionate about. When I ask them to come onto the show, is what is it that they can bring to the community? What can they bring to the kind of new wave of dancers coming in? What kind of what piece of information that would be specifically that you would like to be able to push? And Iggy and Ivette, they chose commitment. And we kind of we've touched on it throughout the session, but if we can get into a little bit more specifics, I guess, with dancing is concerned, Yvette and Iggy, about what you really mean by that when they're actually doing their dancing. Maybe it's on the student side, maybe it's on the dance team side, maybe it's on their pro team side, maybe it's they're now they just started a new partnership with a dance couple that's maybe they're in a relationship with them, or maybe they're not. Maybe what I'm sure that you guys have so many that you come across challenges when it comes to that, or not, because of maybe other things that you've learned in the past. Oh, okay, all right, maybe I hit somewhere there. Okay, but please take the floor with that, because, like I said, 2019. I mean, I was writing the date again today. I'm like May 20th, 2019. Wow, but yeah, it's as far as it's just time passing by.
Mayo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big date in Cuba.
¿Cómo? It's what?
El 20 de Mayo in Cuba is a big date. It's a historic date.
El 20 de mayo.
Yep.
Ni idea. Cuéntame, ¿cómo
es eso? Look it up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly all the
Google
details.
it.
My
Okay, I'll Google it. There you go.
My grandfather would probably kick my butt.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a big something revolutionary happened, I think.
For those of you that are tuning in
and
and please comment away. If you guys can drop a link, let us know. Educate us too, or we want to learn too. Drop the link on there. 20 de Mayo. Go ahead and look that up and help us out. But yeah, please go ahead and take it away. I guess when it comes to that specifically, take the floor, please. Go ahead.
You want to talk? Because I'm the one that talks all the time. Well, the word comes up all the time, and everybody obviously has their own opinion about everything, and that's fine, because we all are entitled. We're all human. We all are entitled to our own opinion.
Absolutely.
But it always comes up, no matter what it is, whether you're a student, whether you belong to a team, whether you're a pro, and everybody always has that discussion. If you're a student, does that student only have to belong to your school, or only learn from that school?
Sure.
I don't think so, because the money, you're paying money to take classes. Okay, commitment should be to yourself.
Yes.
Okay. The commitment should be to yourself. That you might feel more comfortable at one school than the other. Hey, yeah, for sure. But always realize that comfort is a, and it's happening to me actually. I was actually having that discussion today. Comfort is you get complacent.
Yes.
Okay. And and you're good where you're at, and you feel like, a papi chulo at, whatever dance school. Taking yourself out of that dance school is going to challenge you because not every school teaches the same way or the same material. And it might make you feel, like, and it's happened to me again, the many situations. And you just, you as a student, you want to commit to yourself. Yes, again, you might feel comfortable at a certain studio that they don't, you're paying for the classes. You go to wherever you feel comfortable, but don't stay, there all the time. I don't feel that you should um, just, stay complacent is basically what I was saying.
Could I put
Yeah,
a suggestion?
go for it.
Comfort in growth as opposed
Right.
to comfort in, I don't want to say laziness, but
No.
comfort in complacency.
And complacency.
In comfort and complacency. There's a difference. There's a difference in being comfortable here and then being comfortable here.
Correct.
And you want to be able to have a consistent increase. Doesn't matter the level of the increase, as long as that there is a level of increase.
Right.
And to constantly push yourself at a level that you're comfortable at.
Right.
And so was I right on that one?
Yes, you were perfectly on the dot with that.
Okay.
We are actually, we've been battling that complacency for a while now. And we're actually challenging ourselves this year. I'm putting it out there now. Everybody's going to know. I for sure have been confirmed. I'm going to be competing at the summit for women over 50 this year.
Yeah.
So I am challenging myself with that.
I love it.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
I like to stay true to my classicness, but I know that I gotta bring the game. I gotta really step the game up.
I love it.
Like you said, it's as long as you see that growth, and the only way you're gonna see that growth too is by accepting that challenge.
Yes.
And you're committed to accept the challenge.
Yes.
And in regards to teams, we've had wonderful people that we've taught and have been on our teams before.
Love it.
Now they're just, having babies.
Right.
Now they're old.
Now they're old. They hang out at home.
The
yeah. We're still on with the madness, and they're all having babies and building their lives in some other direction. But team wise, we felt that we wanted them to commit to us only.
Okay.
Why? And I'll tell you why. Because we were only the ones teaching On2 at the time here and had an On2 team in Miami. Okay? We wanted these people to actually not forget, but the On1 where they all of them came from dancing from On1, either Casino or LA style.
Sure.
They were so strong in that form of dance that we knew it's like riding a bike. They're never going to forget it.
Right.
You could put it down for a while and you don't have to reteach yourself to ride a bicycle. Yeah. Same thing with the dancing. So we wanted them to commit to the On2, and we didn't want them picking up bad habits anywhere else. That it might sound selfish, I don't give a damn. Okay? Sure. If it were another place, like in New York, then by all means, because these guys in New York, I love to watch them, especially how they interact with each other, and they feed this energy off of each other. Some of these dancers, you see them dancing with Yamule, and then all of a sudden they're dancing, with interacting with another team, whether it's a collaboration or they've been trained by them. It's just amazing to me how they can put all that together. Sure. And I don't know if they get along. I'm sure they do because they're all working together. I'm not telling you that they're probably extra buds, and that's something else I've learned from several people, and I'm gonna keep them nameless. When you're in this business, It's that doesn't mean, like any other business, it doesn't mean that you have to be uber buddies. Oh, no, be civil. You're going to run into somebody eventually in the place. Acknowledge the person, say hello. I'm not telling you to, bring out and the tea and the coffee and sit down with them, but be civil, because that's an example that you're setting for your students.
Yes.
Okay. But commitment for a team, yes. As a team member, and you finally decided you're going to be on a team, period. Not on this team, but any team, whether it be, casino, bachata, kizomba, whatever it is. You have made not only a commitment to yourself, but you're making a commitment to the person who is leading that team, whether it be the team leader, whether it be the studio owner, the choreographer, whatever.
That's huge.
You know that they're gonna lay down, okay, rehearsal are 3 times a week. Okay, you make sure that you're there, ready to go. You're committed to doing that rehearsal. You're committed to making that movement to perform. Whatever it is, the goal that they're setting for you as a team member, that is the goal that everyone is heading towards.
Yeah, if you make the commitment, or you see that you at some point can't continue to hold up that commitment, you would earn more respect by bowing out and say, listen,
I can't.
I can't do this for whatever reason. You don't even have to give a reason.
Right. You don't have to.
But you be honest with the person and say, I just can't continue to hold my end of the deal up, and I rather not hinder the rest of the team, and just bow out so they can move forward with, either finding a replacement or rearranging the choreography or doing whatever they got to do.
Right.
But if you see you can't make that commitment, it's be respectful. Not only the commitment, but you got to be respectful of everybody else's time and their commitment to the team.
Right, and I think that's where, unfortunately, there's not enough awareness when it comes to that, and everyone people don't understand that there's 2 sides of that. It's when you, the student, are committing, the instructor's equally committing to you.
Yes, so, or should be equally committing.
Right. Well, generally, if they're running a team, they're starting up a team, or they're starting up a choreography, is okay. Yo tengo 6 gatos that I can, you know what I'm saying? That I'm going to work, and then I'm going to create based on these 6 people. So the second that one drops out, everything changes. And unfortunately, it's only when you're in a place of leadership do people realize that how much one person's decision affects not only them, but everyone else too.
Everyone else.
Yep. And it sucks, and it hurts. And it's such a loss of time, resources, effort, energy, and which is why it's such a big deal. And which is nothing. Things happen, and it's okay.
Right. No, there's things
honest, upfront, clear, and respectful to that commitment, and say, "Hey, I did not know that this was going to happen," etc., etc., etc. Or a lo mejor no quiero. That's fine, but to immediately.
Pero yo prefiero que tú me digas a mí, no me da la gana.
Right.
Period. This is not what I expected, or this is not what I was, whatever.
Right.
But tell me to my face.
Right.
Because all that that goes around also affects the people around you.
Or just not showing up.
Exactly. Because then you're like, bueno, fulanito, and that messes up the person that you've partnered that person up with.
The commitment that they made to you.
Exactly.
Right.
So not only is it to the instructor, the team, but a partner too. So, there's so many aspects to, being part, and the word team, it's like, there's no I in team, and I hate to say it because it sounds, but.
Right. No, yeah, I hear you. No, but the cliches that come out in these episodes it's ridiculous, but it's so true. It's so true. It's so true. It's crazy. But yes, go ahead and continue. I'm sorry.
Not only that, but you also, when you make that commitment to a team per se, you know that there's going to be expenses. There's going to There's going to be traveling, or possibly some traveling, depending on costumes,
shoes,
and when you make a commitment like that, and let's say for costumes, it takes a lot of time and effort to put together costumes that look right for everybody on the team. And if you have them, custom made,
Yep.
That's a commitment. That's a commitment there. And
and you committed now to the seamstress.
right.
Yes.
And for you to turn around at some point and say, oh no, I'm not doing this because it's costing me too much money, but you don't say anything and you just don't show up, or
or you leave her hanging with the clothes.
Exactly. It's it's just not right.
And then who looks bad is the organizer.
Exactly. There went the professionalism out the window. I mean, yes, I'm sure that they charge whatever they have to charge, just like us. There's team dues or whatever.
Of course.
Okay, and that obviously doesn't go back to the person. But how does that look on you? What does again, full circle? What does that look on you?
Right.
And for us, one of the main reasons that commitment is such a big part is because we always want to set an example. People might not know us or might not know who we are, because I call it the salsa revolving door.
Okay.
Somehow you always get caught in the door and come right back, but in that process, there's still new people coming in.
Right.
Those people might not know who we are, but when we walk into some place, whether we're performing or not, we want to set an example.
Absolutely.
We want people to say, oh, or even ask, oh, who are those two? Why are they, why do they act the way they do? And it's because I feel that as who we are, that's what we leave behind. It's an example, and the example is the commitment that we have.
Amen. Absolutely. It's beautiful, and it's beautiful to have people that are conscious of that are pushing that, and to ultimately just grow the new wave coming through
which is great. I love to see how sometimes they mix all these things together, and they're bringing all kinds of dance. He's a beast. Fernando from Tropical Gem.
Oh yeah. Right.
Okay. And he's another one that has a blog every once in a while, and I love the way he talks because he just lets you have it.
Right.
Whether it be in Spanish, Italian, or English.
Right.
And he says bad words.
Oh, he says bad words too. Fernando, sorry. He doesn't. I don't really know him, but I feel like I do, because when I when he does all these things and he talks, I can relate to so many of the things that he says.
Of course.
And all the dancers that he produces they're so top notch, and they do the fusion.
Right.
That's what they're known for, and that's another one that shows amazing commitment.
Yeah.
He committed to learning how to do fusion, and he just didn't put it in there because it sounded that way. I'm gonna do a choreography and I'm gonna put some break dancing, or I'm gonna do some jazz because me dio la gana.
Right.
No, this man has trained in the fusion, whatever it is that he's in putting in his choreography. He's actually gone on to learn,
Sure.
that actual, whether it be jazz, whether it be hip hop. He actually went to classes to learn how to do this and got trained to be able to do it. There's a purpose behind what he does, and that's a commitment again.
Sure. And I love the fact that we're talking about this, because there's the power of ultimately the power of the word, and being able to follow through with that, of what is it that you're saying, because it directly affects anything and everything around you. And naturally, we are going to get attracted to certain things. We're going to like certain things. We're going to want to be more involved with things. So
Right.
Just to make sure that you're careful with the things that you commit to, and that if you're going to commit to it, to really know what the definition of what that is, and to actually follow through. Because we as people, including you listening, obviously, of course, you have such an impact. You are so impactful. You're so powerful that anything that you're saying, it affects everybody around you, and which, in general, in the beginning, is obviously really exciting, because if you're saying you're going to do something, well, okay, awesome. That means that two people, they can come together, and what is it? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When
Yes.
multiple people come together, 6 people come together, you create something that's 25,000. You know, like I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So
And
it's
and and we've been lucky, and I know that we've said a bunch of names, and because all those people have influenced us with great example.
right.
You know, and I want the younger generation that's coming into the dance world to be able to have that example.
I mean,
And be able to and I always tell all of our students, if you see us out there and you have a question, if I don't know the answer, I will try my hardest to find it for you.
right.
Because obviously we don't know everything.
Right.
Y antes de meter la pata, I will try to find out the right answer before I sound like a dumbass.
Right. Right. Again, honorable and humble, committed to the truth, if you will, which is great. We've guys, we've already been on here over an hour, but
Oh
I
my
don't want to
God.
forget. Let's talk about the future. Where do you guys see yourself? Where do you guys see? I mean, you mentioned a little bit. You're going to be competing. You said IHSC.
Yeah, well, my girls actually, we're not competing. I'm not competing at the IHSC yet, but my girls and I will be doing qualifiers at the IHSC. You saw the routine on Saturday. I'm very happy with it. My
Yes, it was
girl,
beautiful.
Ashley and Fetty, well,
Yes.
Christine, I call her Fetty.
Right.
And they will actually be training. Well, I'll be training. We haven't decided as a whole yet if we're gonna be competing. Iggy doesn't like to compete.
I hear you, bro. I'm with you on.
Iggy doesn't like to compete.
I'm with you on that.
So
Man.
that's another all commitment into
Right.
into doing it. Plus, Iggy, it's funny because we have a joke between both of us. Iggy has a real job. I'm a dance teacher. I don't have a real job.
Right.
But Iggy has a full-time job.
Right.
So this is like you were saying. When you said it's a hobby, I was laughing. I was thinking in the back of my head, it's his professional hobby.
Sure.
Okay, because he's actually put in the time and still does. Like right now, when we get off of this with you, we got to go and rehearse because we're gonna be rehearsing because we are performing Saturday at the big salsa festival in New York.
Yeah.
So
I love
yeah,
it.
shout out to Osmar over there from Yamule who puts this together.
Beautiful.
And we're actually leaving this weekend to perform. And so you always have to be ready. But as soon as we get off, we're gonna be rehearsing. But he puts in the time. He puts in the time and the hours that he falls asleep sometimes at the lights and out on the street on the way to work. Yes, because he admits it. He admits it. He says he's had people honking behind him because I don't remember how many lights I missed.
Commitment.
Yep, commitment. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm sitting here talking, because as you can see, I love to talk. And he's sitting on the couch, and I turn over and I look over, and he's zonked out. He goes,
I love it. That's amazing. Awesome, man. Okay, cool. That's phenomenal.
So future, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I'm hoping that I can bring another great influence is the Power of Women. Corel has her whole Corel World Army.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she has them all over the world.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, well, why can't I do that?
Sure.
Why can't I do that?
Absolutely.
And I want to influence the younger generation to be able to dance on anything. To be versatile. That's another thing. I want everybody to be able to be versatile. Whether you dance on 1, 5, 2, 9, I don't know if that's possible, but I don't think so. Even though, well, no.
That's another interview. That's
a whole other interview. Timing, people.
Yeah.
If you start on 1, stick with it the whole song.
There you go.
That's another pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Even though I'll dance through a song and do like the penguin, smile and wave, boys, smile and wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of things going on, and we want to start teaching again the 8-week progressive classes, and we'll have that information out soon. And we've got the Orlando Salsa Congress coming up 4th of July weekend, which is amazing. Nick and Taya will be there.
Yes.
From Taya will be there also. And And we've got the Miami Salsa Congress, for Christ's sake.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
Which Mario is in the back of that.
Yes.
And we've got a lot of great events here in Miami, and everybody needs to try to support a little bit more as well, and just go out there and have fun, no matter what. This is something that you need to have fun with.
Absolutely.
Once it stops being fun, then that's it. It's over.
Right.
It's over. Game over. And for us, yeah, we have moments where we just want to go to each other, and I'm sure it's more from Iggy's part onto me. But yeah, it's fun. You just gotta brush yourself off and start all over again. Just remember that word fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Iggy and Ivette, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys really know that. Thank you guys so much for hopping onto the show with us, and sending a very strong message, because I think this is kind of like the commitment is kind of like the glue from your word to your body moving into that space of whatever it is that you committed to, and that what connects those two things together is work.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people now, I mean, we're getting more confident. I guess you could say the millennials, if you will, is more confident in saying things now. Like, we can say things easier. It's easier for it to come out. But then the second that the work comes in, it's very quickly to shy people away. So there's a lot of people talking a lot and not a lot of people
out of
walking.
action.
Exactly. So guys, commitment obviously, of course, is being that step one, and then to yourself, and then walking through those doors that you said that you would, to ultimately put it to manifestation. I guess you can say whatever it is that you're committing to. Whether it be dance, whether it be to playing the violin, whatever that is. There's going to be work involved. Your feet are going to hurt. Your hands are going to hurt.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever it is, whatever that is that's part of the process. To like that process, to have I mean, this is a message of mine, to have fun in the growing process. A lot of people don't know necessarily how to shift that in their mind. It's okay, I'm growing here, I'm reaching my goals, I'm going to decide to have fun while doing all of this. So I try to connect those two together, that learning doesn't necessarily have to be boring. We can do both at the same time. We can learn, laugh, grow, etc. together. You know what I mean? So again, thank you guys so much for this, and
No, thank you for giving us the opportunity, Andres.
No, de verdad.
It means the world to us. Thank you very much.
For sure. So without further ado, guys, again, if you have any questions, now is the time. We're going to be signing off in just a minute, with the great Iggy and Ivette from Hooked On2, our spearheaders of New York style mambo here in the 305. Phenomenal people, as you guys have heard, with a great message. Guys, go ahead and where can they follow you guys? Where can they reach out to you guys?
Well, we're on Facebook as Hooked On2.
Okay.
And we also I have my Instagram, which is On2 Monster.
On2, of course.
Right. On2 Monster. That's a tagline that stayed with me from the beginning. I don't know if you remember when BTS started their web site, and there was a chat room in there and everything, and so you had to come up with a name. And actually, Guy from No Evolution Dance Studios in Fort Lauderdale came up with that name for me.
Nice.
So that was my chat room, and it's On2 Monster. And there's also the Twitter, which is always attached to the accounts, and it's Hooked On2 Miami.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how they can follow. Oh, and our website, hookedon2.com.
Beautiful.
And we've got a calendar of local events where you can go, and hang out and have a good time. Friday night, Saturday night, different special events that go on. Of course, all the events that we will be dancing at or attending or teaching. And you can actually reach out through the message there and send us a message, or with the phone number on there as well. You can send me a text or call me. And if I can't get to the phone, leave a message, because I'll get back to you soon enough. It's probably either I'm in a private or I'm driving. You'll get that message, I'm driving, so I cannot text.
Right. Good. That's good. Awesome. Perfect.
It can wait. It can wait.
For sure. Awesome. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you. And I'm sure everyone that's listening, again, because we have the video, the live interview now, and then within the next 2 weeks we'll have it in the audio version as well as episode 36. And commitment, feel free, guys, for all of you that are listening now, go ahead and share that as well. You can also receive text message notifications on when it is that we do go live. Just send a text to the phone number 69922, the word join. So by doing that, you'll go ahead and receive the message. A lot of you that are watching probably tuned in that way. So feel free to do that if you're listening to the audio version to catch the live interviews and interact with our guests. Thank you guys so much. Again, I know I keep saying it over and over again, but really, really, truly grateful. So thank you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and you know that I'm following you. You know that I'm watching you. So for sure.
Thank you.
Be good, guys.
All right, you too.
Guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.